Hey friends, we're looking at the USS Arizona. This set was sent to me by Masterbrixx. They also go by IMEX Model Company. This is set number 38222 and it's 1,075 pieces. Got pretty sizable box here. In this video, we're going to look at the box. We'll see what we can discern about what you're going to get. And then we'll look at the parts. We'll see if they're Lego compatible, see if there's anything quirky about them, and we'll look at the instruction sheet. We'll see what kind of decorations we're going to get. So this is a model based on the USS Arizona, and it is built with some Technic, some brick, but primarily brick built. And you see you get a couple aircraft here at the back end. In a separate video, I'll review the finished model, and we'll talk a little bit more about the history of the Arizona in the review video as well. Right off the bat, I want to thank IMEX for sending this to me. I did take a look and see that this was made, the bricks are actually made by a Korean company in Busan. And I looked into it and it looks like they've been making bricks since the 1960s. So that's pretty cool. The back just has a historic photograph there and some more side view. It looks like it's 560 millimeters in length for the model, and additional photography. The ship, I found out, was in service for 25 years. All right, and then for the parts, they are numbered in numbered bags, but there's only 2 numbers. So almost everything you see here is bag number 1, and then this is bag number 2. So here's bag 2, everything else is bag 1. So 1,000 pieces, it's quite a bit actually to be sorting through. I do wish that they had broken it up into maybe 4 bags instead of just 2. And then looking at the parts, the first thing I noticed is that this gray color doesn't quite match what we're familiar with from Lego. Lego's gray, I don't know if you can tell here, but Lego's gray is a little more bluish, and then their gray is a little more maybe reddish. So it is different. And I thought at first it might be Lego's old gray, and Lego's old gray is this one here. And it's not quite a match for Lego's old gray either. Lego's old gray is a little more, I don't know what that would be. It's just different. So this one maybe has some red or yellow or something else in it that makes it a different color. It's not a deal breaker by any means. It's just something to be aware of and something I noticed. They also do have their own take on some of the parts. There's some parts that you'll only see in this kit, like this one here, and I noticed that some of their 1x2 plates, like this one, they don't have any kind of lip on them to help you pull them off. So that's similar to Lego's old design. They didn't really have a lip so they can get your finger under it and pull it up. And then as far as their 2x2, we're seeing that it's a little bit different. It's got these extra molds on the top of it. So yeah, it's a little bit different here and there. Like here's a 2x2, and it's got something else going on with the studs, you know. So the anti-stud side looks a little bit different. So we do see that, but I didn't see anything super unusual in here. It's all stuff that if you're treating this like a model kit that you're building, then I think you're fine, because it's not like you're going to take these parts and use them in other sets necessarily. I did see something. This is something I've never seen before, which is the chain comes on a sprue. So you pull it free from the sprue, and then you got the chain. I've received other kits where you had to put the chain together yourself, but I've never seen one where the entire chain was on a sprue. So that's pretty neat. That's unusual. And yeah, as far as the other parts, I think they're what you would be familiar with if you've built from Lego. The decorations I see here are stickers. So you get a couple of flags that you're going to put throughout. This dark red is pretty close to Lego's dark red, and that's really the only other dominant color that you're going to see in here. Here's a part that's unique, I think, as well. It's a little bit different. All right, so that's a look at the parts. So overall, they're going to be Lego compatible. Are you going to mix and match them with the rest of your collection? Probably not. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, and then here's your instruction manual. It kind of oriented like a calendar. I think that's smart to orient it this way because it's a wide build, so it will take up less space if you're able to look at the instructions in kind of a landscape format. There were no digital instructions that I could find. I didn't see any QR code or anywhere where you could um, download or get them. So that's something if you're a big fan of digital. So going into it, it has some information about the colors. It has a little bit of a, a key here so you can understand what you're looking at. I think that's helpful. Sometimes it's especially helpful for metallic parts as well. And then jumping in, the instructions are clear enough. They're paced well enough. And for new steps, they're in this kind of blue outline. And sub-assemblies are also in a yellow outline. So they're using the two colors there to help you get through each of the steps. And it looks like you're building up the base first. A lot of brick built there, using plates to reinforce. And then for the deck, it is tiles. So quite a few tiles there. And it looks like they've been really intentional about it to sort of give it a wooden deck feel to it. I think that's kind of cool. Some guidance here about which specific part you're supposed to get. So it tells you which one you're supposed to grab from your parts. And then you can see here the entire hull for the most part has been built up. And let's see if I can get my finger on one of these pages here and keep flipping through. So quite a bit of pages, of course. You start to build out the center area. It has some information about the guns. I did notice that I think for the guns, they have ratcheting circular pieces that they're on. So that's kind of nice. So the what do you call them, turnstiles or turntables that those are on, it looks like they might be ratcheting. That's nice, so they stay in place and you can position and pose them. Here's one of the stickers that goes on the flag. Here's a better look at those aircraft at the very end. The aircraft are very rudimentary. Had they used some other styles, maybe they could have done a little bit better, but it's hard to get perfect at that scale. And then as far as a stand goes, you have these black pieces. So they're sort of like pylons, one for the front, one for the back, and it just sits on those pylons. As far as I could tell, there's no placard or anything else like that for the set. And there is one more sticker here where it says Arizona on the back of it. Information about support at this email address is on there as well. All right, cool. So I hope you got to see everything you wanted to see, and like the video if you like this, and then if you subscribe, you'll be the first to know once we've built this and we can show it off and share it. All right, thanks so much.